Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Cosmoverse. Again, goal is 100,000 by the end of the year. If you guys can help me reach that, I'd really appreciate that. So let's get that chow. It's chow time.
My name's Clara, and I am a leftover woman.
Okay,
Ooh.
I just want to be a wife to the right guy. Why is that so difficult?
One thing that I definitely hear about this age, women in this age, right, is they start to feel invisible.
Most men want to date a woman.
Most men want to date a younger woman
Damn right.
because they've spent years of their lives building themselves.
And since turning 30, I have nothing in me anymore. I want to be stay at home. I want to have some kids.
We're all the normal people. In my case, I mean like normal guys to date.
When I was 55, I felt like I was starting to fade, go invisible.
Dating for older women is only getting harder. Most men are looking.
Well, considering now there's so many older single women, this is again the 2030 survey saying that 45% to 50% of women are going to be lonely and single by the age of 30. We're already seeing it. We're already seeing so many women that are in their 40s and 50s that are somewhat part of that demographic earlier, struggling, making videos after videos about how they're invisible and all these things when they had the chance of being wifed up when they were younger.
The other way. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
If you're not a beautiful, single, eligible man in New York City, please keep scrolling. Single New York City lady here, and I just want to know, where are you hiding? I know you're out there, and I know you're not on Hinge.
We're also
I know
hiding
you want to go on a
from
date,
you.
and to be completely honest, so do I. So we just want to know, where are you? And if you want to go on a date, let me know, because
No.
it is rough out here, bro.
I have a little story for you. So you reach a certain age, you're kind of invisible. It's just the way it goes. I'm okay
When you're a woman, as I get older, I seem to attract more women.
with it. I don't need people to see all the travesty that goes on in my life. Yeah. Okay with being a little bit invisible.
As a 40-year-old woman and someone who's been married twice, you are
She's 40 years old? Damn, you look young for 40. Asian, don't raisin.
in a relationship and you're not married yet. This is advice for you. Pick the nice guy. The guy who's dorky, but in a good way, who's gentle, who's not obnoxious, who doesn't overly post or even post at all on social media. They're always going to keep you happy. They're going to take care of you. They're going to put your feelings first.
Girl, the misogyny, telling girls to settle for the nice guy, not the Chad and Tyrones, the millionaires that they want. Oh,
I know it's in the moment and you're young and it's fun to like pick somebody who's like a little bit out there, who's love bombing you. Those are all red flags. And you're probably thinking like, oh, I'm going to be bored or he's boring. It's better than the alternative. Boring is good. It takes a mature person to realize that, you know, pick the boring guy. When I was younger and in my 20s and early 30s, I didn't think that. So you're single and you are trying to settle down or be serious with a guy or get into a serious relationship with a guy, pick the one that is boring or that's too nice. I promise you that's what's going to keep your household at peace, creates a peaceful environment. It's the best. Thinking about it the other day when all these relationship things, memes show up on my Instagram, how I learned the hard way when it comes to choosing a guy or a lifelong partner.
This woman speaks from a place of regret. She used to chase bad boys for the thrill and excitement, and now chase bad boys for the thrill and excitement, and now she's trying to warn other women not to follow in her footsteps. But
then again, women used to listen to other women because women used to give each other great advices. And now women listen to older women as jealousy. They hate listening to older women. They think older women don't understand that they're so beautiful now and there's so much extra shit that they can do to be staying beautiful.
the problem is, most women today don't want the nice guy until they have no other options left. When nice guys come along and make their lives comfortable, these women often get bored. That's because in their younger years, many women aren't looking for peace. They're chasing chaos and drama.
Again, this is in my own marriage. I was the nice guy. I did all these things. Everything that my wife wanted to do, my ex-wife wanted to do, I always try to make it happen. And yeah, she got bored. She got... and wanted to do something else, wanted something new, wanted something more exciting. That's a lot of our lives right there.
Armor. The worst thing a man can do to a modern woman is make her feel bored.
Yeah.
Many of these women thrive on toxicity, mistaking emotional highs and lows for love. A stable, kind man who offers peace isn't what they want early on because they see it as unexciting. Instead, they seek out dysfunctional relationships, thinking the chaos makes things more passionate. By the time they realize their mistake, it's often too late.
Yep.
How old do you have to be then as a woman to be considered a leftover?
I think around 30, like after 30 years old. But if you're after 35 years old, then just you're out of the market. You know, it's more like you don't have to consider about getting married.
You hear that? After 35, they're out of the market, where you're seeing 35, 40, 50, 60-year-olds trying to get men. You're beyond leftovers.
Anymore. Just to maybe have a child on your own is the best way for you.
Dating tip over 50. Don't go in with any expectations. Then you can't be let down. You shall see how it goes.
So, I just want to be a wife to the right guy. That's it.
Sure.
Why is that so difficult?
Guy.
Everyone is out here, oh, I'm the one for you. And then flip of a switch, they just fucking change to this horrible person. Why? I honestly don't get it.
It's called game. Men run it on you guys so much because you guys love to be lied to. And then all they do is just love bomb you, get what they want, and toss you to the side.
It shouldn't be this difficult to find your person. And then to find a person that actually wants to be a husband. There's boys out there, and then there's men that actually want to be a husband. Where are you guys?
Like, that's so funny, right? They call men that don't want to be husband boys. Should we just call women that don't want to be wives girls? You're just girls. You're not women. You're just girls. We don't ever use that exact same derogatory manner towards women in the exact, like, it's just so funny that women love to say men aren't grown enough, we're boys, but when women don't want to do a lot of the adult things, we don't ever call them little girls.
Because I've been looking, and I've been looking in the wrong places apparently, but where are we at?
We've been so badly abused, we have lost faith in the value of a marriage. Yeah, I gave up on looking. If it happens, it happens. But for now, I'm focusing on my own goals and life. And I'd love to be a husband to the right woman, but life doesn't work that way. Instead, we have liars and cheaters.
That we do.
Haven't found a woman worth it. We're here, but most of us are just not interested anymore. The men you're searching for, madam, have long stopped playing the game. Some of them are married, some have moved overseas, and others have completely opted out of the dating pool. Is it really a surprise anymore that so many men don't want to date? Just look at what they have to deal with out here. The disrespect, unrealistic expectations, and the constant fear of being used or taken advantage of have made relationships a minefield for men. This woman mentioned marriage, but let's be real. Why would men even consider such a thing anymore when women are often the ones destroying marriages and families?
80%,
the stats speak for themselves. Women initiate the majority of divorces, often for reasons that boil down to boredom or the pursuit of something better. And let's not forget the fallout. Men lose their families, their homes, and sometimes even access to their children, all while being expected to keep paying for it through alimony and child support.
I am 65 years old, or years young, if you prefer. When I turned 50, I became invisible. Not all at once. Didn't realize I was fading from view, but I'd become a middle-aged woman of no distinction. I was no longer reflecting light. I felt like a ghost.
Most men want to date a woman that's at least 10 years younger than them. After 45, for some reason, that just seems to be like a crazy thing. 45-year-old men want to date a 35-year-old woman. So let's see, I'm 60. That means the only people that are looking at me on the dating apps are 70 and older.
Ouch.
Now, please understand, my dad is 80. So just 20 years apart between me and my dad. And I just don't want to do that.
Well, of course, these older men want to be with younger women.
Of course.
It's really just in their nature to be attracted to them. Younger women represent beauty and fertility, which are things men are biologically wired to seek out, especially for the men who didn't have access to these kinds of women when they were younger and still building themselves up. The attraction to youth is even stronger. Now that they're established and successful, they want to enjoy the fruits of their labor with a partner who embodies the qualities they find most appealing. It's not that they hate older women, it's simply that they're not as attracted to them.
True.
As women age, their physical traits and energy naturally change, and for many men, it's not something they want to pursue further.
You know what kind of man I like? I like
Chad,
those
Ray, and Pookie.
handy, manly men.
The Chad Roans.
The ones that fix and take care of things around the house. Yeah.
Oh,
That's my type. Sir, drill me next.
One thing that I definitely hear about this age, women in this age, right, is they start to feel invisible. That sense of feeling culturally irrelevant. If we keep talking about this stage of life, the middle of life, as some sort of ending, instead of maybe an ending that has a new beginning.
It's only an ending because you don't have somebody with you. You don't have a relationship. You're not married. You don't have kids. You don't have the great things that in this stage in life that you get to really enjoy.
We lose the incredible brilliance and wisdom of people at this age. We lose what more days on the planet give you in terms of experience.
From 27 to 29, I was fully in my bag. I just wanted to make as much money as I could. I wanted to buy my house. I wanted to invest money. I just wanted to hustle. And since turning 30, I have nothing left. I have nothing in me anymore. I want to.
So this is the thing. Women work for 10 years, 12 years, or not even that long in the job market, and they're already, I can't do it anymore. It's so hard. I just want to be taken care of. I want to be a housewife now. I've seen the job market. I've hustled. I've tried to make money, and I don't want to keep doing this for the rest of my life.
Fully be a trad wife. I want to be stay at home. I want to have some kids, have a cute little family. I don't care about anything else. Did something switch in my brain? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I could just be hormonal. Maybe that's why I feel this way currently. But
And this is why so many women tell younger women in your 30s things are going to change. Not just everybody tells young women in their 30s your mindset's going to change, and all of them seem to disregard it every single time.
Now, all I want to be doing is nesting. I want to make my home beautiful. I want to cook really delicious, beautiful, nutritious meals. I don't know. It's, but I'm in it for the long haul. A lot of people have seen my butt. Like, I kind of can't quit now. Also, it's so difficult to walk away from that kind of money, you know? I don't know. It's a lot of inner turmoil. I don't know. Maybe I'm going through my Saturn return. Maybe that's what this is. I hope so.
This is called hitting the wall. In case you didn't catch that, this is an OnlyFans woman. After giving a show to the whole world, she now wants to be a wife. I mean, I'm not sure how serious she is, but if she really wanted such a lifestyle, she should have thought about that before doing such a thing. When a woman spends her prime years chasing attention, fast money, and validation, it's no surprise that she finds herself in this position, trying to pivot to a more traditional life after realizing the excitement and chaos don't last forever. This sudden desire to be a wife often comes when options start to dry up. The men who...
It's also, I think, internal, like the maternal instinct, their biology kind of like kicks in, and also part of that too, in my opinion.
Once entertained her for fun aren't interested in committing, and the nice guys she overlooked now have higher standards or are with women who value them. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's the reality of hitting the wall when a woman's lifestyle and decisions catch up with her and she realizes too late that the things she dismissed are now what she wants. Maybe next time.
Is it just me, or is it really hard to find normal people these days for dating?
I mean, when you have a forehead like that you have to cover on camera like this, come on, girl.
For friendship, for anything really. Just people that aren't so caught up on the material, that aren't chasing clout or some.
You're talking about material and chasing clout? Are you talking about women? Because we're talking about women.
Kind of
right?
fake Insta fame, that have real morals, that care about humanity, that like nature, that like animals, that are loving and caring and, you know, just true to themselves. Why does everyone have to be so fake and full of it? I don't know.
Ask women.
Cue the haters, but that's just how I'm feeling.
I got a hate comment from a self-proclaimed happily married woman calling me a leftover woman because I'm in my 30s and not married. The term leftover woman comes from China, and it compares single women in their late 20s to that of leftover food gone bad and nobody wants them. So medieval. Now what we're not going to do here
So medieval, but yet so true.
is pit married women and single women against each other, because that's really weird. But if you're in your 30s and you're not married, know that I'm right there with you, and comments like this don't bother me, and they shouldn't bother you either.
They do bother you. You just made a whole video about it and commenting on it. Like when I comment on things about other people's comment on my comment, it bugs me somewhat, probably, most likely. That's why I said something about it.
You are so much more than your relationship status, and your value is not defined by whether or not you're in a marriage.
A lot of these women in their 30s fall into two categories. Career-driven women, or so-called single-by-choice women.
Yep.
It seems like this woman is following right in their footsteps, believing she has all the time in the world to figure out relationships later. But the hidden truth behind this mindset is that these types of women often struggle to settle down when they finally decide they're ready to look for a partner. By that point, the dating landscape has changed, and the options they once had aren't the same. The term leftover woman may sound harsh, but it can also serve as a wake-up call. It highlights a reality that many don't want to admit.
You know, they say it's a Chinese term and stuff, but we have terms like that everywhere. It's called old maids, you know, it's called spinster. We have these terms here in the West too.
The longer women wait, the harder it can become to find a compatible partner. Men are often drawn to younger women for biological and psychological reasons, which means women who delay marriage or serious relationships into their 30s and beyond may face a shrinking pool of interested men. That's just a fact.
My mom just shared with me her theory of why women in their 40s are the most attractive. So I want to know what you guys think. So she said something to the effect of, in your 20s, you are young and bouncy and you have a great body, but you haven't really solidified who you are as far as your beliefs, your values, where you're going in life. In your 30s, you're trying to do that, right? You're trying to become who you want to be and at least have it figured out more than your 20s. But in your
Why do they think that, like, you figuring it out is more attractive? Or like, it's the bounciness that's the most attractive part.
40s, there's this confidence. There's this, I got it. I don't care about a lot of things anymore. And
Just because you guys care about confidence in men doesn't mean men care about confidence in women.
and hopefully I'm where I want to be. And then in your 50s is where you start to become what my mom says is invisible, which is really interesting to me.
It doesn't even make sense. So your peak is 40 and then you become invisible in 50, according to your mom?
Because she and several other people that are in their late 50s, 60s have told me that women of that age become invisible to others. So is that a thing? This is the first time that I really talk about it, other than people casually mentioning that to me. But why do you think that is? And do you agree with my mom's theory?
Partly, and if women were really as attractive in their 40s as they claim, why do they struggle so much to attract men or the type of man they want? The reality speaks for itself. While some may still maintain their looks or charm, the competition from younger women is undeniable. Men, especially those who have options, tend to gravitate toward youth,
Women in their 40s, they have to do so much to maintain. Women in their 20s are just beautiful and tight and bouncy without any of the extra work that you have to put in to still look young. That's a big difference.
vitality and the femininity that younger women naturally exude. For women trying to cope with this reality, denying it doesn't help. It only pushes them further into delusion. For women over 50, it's an entirely different story. This is where what some call the invisible syndrome begins. Men barely notice them, not because these women are unworthy, but because they're simply no longer on the radar for most men seeking romantic or physical connections.
It's funny because my mom remarried when she was 50. She was, I think I want to say 51 when she remarried with her new husband. And I don't really call him dad or anything, just mom's husband. And I have nothing against him. He's a good guy. And, but my mom is not the most attractive. She's quite overweight and she had diabetes and things, but my mom had things that a lot of other women didn't have. The cooking, the caring for what you want to eat, what you want to do. She cleaned, she did all of the things that most women don't do. So she was still able to be picked up immediately after her and my dad separated. It wasn't that bad, but these women, my mom offered something that a lot of women don't offer nowadays. That's probably the biggest thing. And her new husband is like 10 years older than her. He's in his 60s, so it made sense for them. He's been a long time single and never married because he was always scared about a woman taking his assets. But he saw my mom, he understood that she wasn't like that, so he married her. So it's still possible, but again, women have to provide so much value for that type of man, and most women aren't even close.
By this age, the gap between what women offer and what men are looking for widens significantly.
I think women over 50 are doing pretty damn good.
Are you?
We know what we want. We're confident. We've been through all the bullshit.
Where's your man?
Direct and forward. Basically, we've been around the block a couple of times.
Yeah, we know.
And we know exactly what we don't want. And yet, we are just being bashed left and right. I see it all over this app. I see it in my comments all the time. When did this age shaming thing become a thing?
Since old people shame young people for being dumb and young people shame old people for being dumb. We shame each other all the time. It's been society since the 90s.
When has ageism really it's so prevalent right now? And people are definitely not being discreet about it. It's out there.
Men, there's literally only one thing that women want you to understand, and it's this.
Oh, just one thing? And what is that one
Money?
thing?
You doing something because we've asked you to do it is not the same thing as just doing the thing.
Do explain, because I think there's going to be a lot of people that are confused by this.
So if you're the kind of guy that says to your wife or girlfriend, hey babe, yeah, just whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. Whatever cleaning you need help with, just tell me what to do. I get where you're going with that. I know what you think it's doing.
Okay, so they're asking for basic communication of that person's wants and needs. What's wrong with that?
But it's not doing the thing that you think it's doing.
Oh, do tell us. What is it doing?
Because that means your partner is still in charge of the mental load of figuring out what needs to be done in the house.
Really? The mental load? Doesn't she already know what needs to be done? She just has to point and tell him to do it.
Yet another example of some women who just want men to miraculously know what exactly they want done without actually them articulating it into words that are easily understood.
Exactly. And this is the problem many women today have. They just expect men to be mind readers, and sometime they'll even try to give you hints instead of telling you exactly what it is that they have to tell you. And they also get mad because you can't just read their minds. Sometimes they make excuses, saying they have to deal with cramps, period, and many other things, and obstacles that has to do with them biologically. But men, at the end of the day, have to deal with women.
I think it is funny that when we do ask and we're trying our best to help, they get more upset that we don't know what to do and just do things automatically. Like, how are we supposed to know? We're not used to doing things. We're trying to make your life easier. I don't fully understand or know exactly what you do every day. So just let me know and I'm perfectly happy to help. But yet I get shitted on for trying to help. How does that even make sense? Please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.